Hello, this is Wojciech Pietrzak again. I am going to play a friendly game against a Polish player who is quite decent. As you may see, it's 1700 plus. But before I start, let me remind you, please stay home until the pandemic of the coronavirus is defeated, unless you absolutely have to move. We are going to bid, and I have USSR. The player is from Poland, so we are going to chat in Polish. I'm just wishing him good luck. What do we have here? Good thing is we have defectors and we have CIA created, which we should get rid of soon. We also have Marshall Plan. Yeah, he replied that he will need some good luck. We agreed to 90 minutes because this is not a fast player, so keep it in mind if you count on fast moves. Not now. And one more warning, I am ill. It's not a coronavirus, but I just have running nose, I have cough, so some noises to higher extent than normally are possible. I'm sorry in advance. Yeah, with this hand, socialist governments is a safe headline, and then nuclear test ban against Italy, giving 67% of success or 30% or 50% of success in case I am Red Scare purged. I will probably be able to play Marshall Plan with quite an impunity, giving him access to one or two Mediterranean countries, but with Italy controlled, maybe France controlled, unless I totally fail my first coup. Of course, if my coup fails a little, so that he doesn't have access to Italy and I do, and he purges me, I suddenly get short of ops. And in this case I will probably have to Marshall Plan into Italy and allow him taking all the other countries, just to avoid it being worse, and play the entire turn with one op cards. But now this hand looks quite good. It's 20 ops, not counting the China card, and I am able to get rid of CIA created very soon. This is quite an unusual opening, and I guess he's going to play blockade without discarding. I don't really understand 2 in West Germany in this case, but well, it changes a little because now he has access to the Italy actually, so now the definition of success changes. I have to control Italy to deny him presence. Containment. Yeah, important decision now. If I remove 2 from Italy and 1 from, let's say, Greece, I have to roll at least 4 to gain control of Italy. Otherwise, he's able to take it. But if I move 3 from 1 from Italy, 1 from Spain, Portugal, and 1 from Greece, I only need to roll 3 to deny him access. This is what I'm gonna do. And I rolled 2. Damn it. He may be very aggressive with his containment. I basically have to space marshal, I guess, in this case. I don't really understand 2 in West Germany. This doesn't make sense. You either put 1 to deny USSR from taking West Germany with ops, either just control it or leave West Germany empty and allow placing 4. Weird. Okay, let's blackmail him a little. Access to Pakistan, access to France. If I'm able to take France, I may do it with Marshall. And if he takes France, he becomes vulnerable to de Gaulle, Suez, and special relationship is somewhat cheaper. Yeah, event first and then control France. This is a drawback of him having contained. Okay, I may as well play it as a null move. I'm gonna have tough times in Europe denying him domination. Therefore, I probably go to Spain, Portugal and Greece with Marshall Plan. Or maybe Greece and Turkey. Yeah, Turkey is better because Turkey is his window to Middle East in case Arab-Israeli war works. I think he may be forgetting about military operations. I'm not gonna remind him now, because first thing is I like victory points from military operations. Second thing is I would really like to have DEFCON at 5 at the beginning of the next turn. But if I play CIA, he is probably going to remember that CIA is about cooing. It always is. When I said he was a slow player, I meant it. We played a game yesterday. I didn't record it, but we did. And it was 90 minutes as well, like this one. And he had lost on time on turn 6. Yeah, why did I roll only 2? This is the time when you realize that single rolls can be crucial in Twilight Struggle, because 3 would be just enough. Oh, he remembers. And he coos quite well, annoyingly well, but at least he isn't lowering DEFCON. So, okay, Turkey and Spain-Portugal. Spain-Portugal can provide meaningful access to Morocco and then to Africa if he blocks me via Angola, for example. Arab-Israeli war, I'm going to probably gamble on it, because denying him presence there gives me quite a huge bonus. And I have 50%. Of course, it's gonna be easy for him to gain domination in Europe actually, but this domination is going to be vulnerable. If I had used these operation points otherwise, his domination would be more or less fixed and, well, almost unbreakable. I still haven't figured out what did he really mean by this to West Germany opening. Maybe he wanted to go to Italy and provide 2 adjacencies, and 2 ops was just what remained to be able to give 1 extra to Iran. Maybe. I'm really annoyed about his role to Afghanistan. Well, containment in the first turn is quite a good boost because it provides extra operation points when they are most efficient. Because the operation point placed on turn 1 scores 4 or 5 times, sometimes it scores only once, but this is very rare. But yes, I saw games like this, that Europe was never scored until the final scoring because the scoring was always discarded somehow. I think in one of my first games ever played, I totally misplayed all the regions. I was dominated everywhere, but I managed to survive until the final scoring because I discarded in total like 11 scoring cards. Yeah, something like this, and it was gambling by 5-year plan and discarding from opponent's hand because I was USA, as well as just playing Kennedy, playing our man in Tehran, and these were all very lucky. Ouch. Now my Arab-Israeli gamble is not as effective as I would like it to be. Therefore, it's not gonna happen. Ouch! I really don't like rolling such badly. My last CIA play, if DEFCON remains at 4, is going to be Malaysia coup, and I'm gonna coup Malaysia before he does his move, because I want to provoke him to counter coup should I succeed, because this means he doesn't lower DEFCON. But well, I wished him good luck, and he has good luck. I rolled 2 twice when 3 or more would be just more or less successful. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe Ziemowit's channel. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe Janusz Schulz's channel. He's named Janusz Wójciak, because this is his old name. And of course my channel. Yeah, he has Middle East. He has domination in Europe. He will soon dominate Asia. Well, I don't like it. Good thing is he doesn't have any scoring. And another 2. Damn it! Of course I'll start rolling high once I start spacing cards. Or worse, discarding to bear trap. Now I feel it's not very common. The early war seems very tough for USSR after quite a good starting hand. Okay, what can I hope for? High rolls, D cards. His mistakes, of course, may be allowing me to coup Italy once more. Timeliness of scorings. Maybe some Suez. And, of course, I can always count on winning the game on time. Actually, that's not the way I like winning Twilight Struggle games. And he plays really decently. I also hate the fact that this CIA is worth 2 points for him, because he may break my Korea and then dominate Asia against 0. Excuse me. And suddenly all scorings are strongly against me. Europe is 5 for him, Middle East is 5 for him. What do we have here? Yeah, I will put here under independent Reds, but he can only take one country, Yugoslavia or Romania, so this is what basically helps me keeping some equality in Europe. Plus, if he really allows me coupping Italy, it's gonna be better protected against brush war. Of course, allowing me coupping Italy, which he does, is not of a much concern for him. Ouch. This is a nasty hand, but positive things. Positive thing is that I have 5-year plan, I'm gonna hold it. I have Suez crisis, I'm gonna play it to immediately fight for Europe. Damn. I am perched, so now coupping Italy makes no sense whatsoever. Wait a sec. Okay, it's not socialist governments. Realigning Italy at 0 is a nonsense as well. Maybe I should bet on it. I have only 3 rolls. But actually, what else? Okay, Europe is defended, only temporary, but at least. Yeah. He will be able to counter it. I really prefer f4 now. So duck and cover. Space probably, although I'm slightly inclined to play it into Lebanon if he lowers the Afghan. Maybe I can play Truman into Lebanon. Okay, what are holds? Certainly not blockade, because it's gonna be an event, or just a play to remain, to keep it. No Truman. 5-year plan is a good hold, because it allows discarding unwanted scoring. And perhaps defectors. I haven't seen Distal, and I played China. I have decall, so he doesn't have to worry about both the cards. So blockade for the event doesn't make much sense. Damn it! It's really unfair that he rolls so good. Okay. I hate playing this that way, but what else? Indonesia and Laos, Cambodia, because they always deserve visit. Maybe no Thailand. Yeah. Burma to gain access to India, Laos, Cambodia and Indonesia to block him and catch some countries. South Africa to gain access, because I have access to Algeria. And South Africa, yes, is harder couable. This is why I preferred f4, to deny him counter-couing Thailand. But even if I had rolled a 6, his 6 now would have controlled Thailand for him. Of course, decolonization into Thailand would make some sense in this case, but yuck. US, Japan and NATO, these are the only 4-ops cards that he may think I have to control India. Okay, priorities, priorities. Presence in Middle East. Presence in South Korea. Getting rid of Truman. Spacing doesn't cover. I assume he doesn't have Middle East because he would have either scored it or fought for domination by now. Actually, I start thinking he doesn't have any scoring, or maybe he has Asia scoring. Okay, it was only one action round play. Let's see where he pushes. It's a very tough beginning. Containment turn 1, Purge turn 2. What next? Nora for the event. Intriguing. Looks wasteful. On the other hand, it shows me, hey, I can afford it. Okay, let's space before he does. At least succeeded. This is always a nice 2VP swing. I earned 2 VPs and he could only earn 1, which is 1 VP in my favor instead of his. So now if he coups Iraq or South Africa, he gains an extra point from NORAD. Okay, next play is going to be probably Truman to Lebanon, because provoking, oh yes, captured Nazi scientists as an event. This is what I wanted to before. Okay, let's resolve Truman and go to Lebanon. I'm afraid I'm going to lose cooing counter cooing contest, but at least cooing counter cooing one stops is a way to mitigate Purge. Plus playing once under Purge lessens its impact. Excuse me. Okay, I made a mistake with this China card. I should have cooed Italy, because this wouldn't give him counter coup. Of course I couldn't count on rolling 5, but this would clear Italy. He would probably have to go there, and then I could coup Thailand with Kamekan. Not a big chance though, because he had 4 there. I would have to roll 6. Yeah, maybe not a mistake. The biggest mistake is actually that I didn't think about it. With 90 minutes per game, you have on average 9 minutes per turn. he already used 21.5 for a turn and a half. But if it goes that way, I may just not survive until turn 10. I'm glad that I'm experienced enough to know that this is a very swingy game, and even such a beginning doesn't really matter. Oh, it matters, but doesn't really determine the outcome. I remember I once played a game against a strong Finnish player, Jussi-Pekka Latvala, and I was USSR, and I was dominated in all the 3 early war regions. After the early war, I just couldn't help it. What is more, the scorings came back, all of them. So he was leading by 12 victory points or so. In the middle of turn 5, I won this game by points, and I still don't know what exactly happened there. In the meantime, Korean War won, but I didn't manage to create crisis there because I was talking about 2 to Korea, but there was no time simply. So, blockade, India, to gain access and create some threat. Not a real one. Taking Pakistan is vulnerable to China. If he takes South Korea, he dominates Asia instantly. And I would have to either break him or control 2 countries, and I don't want to go to Vietnam to just see Vietnam revolts played and have 3 there, because I simply have no ops to waste. Excuse me. So Comecon is probably going to Iraq, hoping he doesn't coup, and leaves DEFCON at 3, allowing me coup Thailand. Fiddle to South Korea? No, Pakistan. Pakistan was, and South Korea was actually not bad, but now that if I play Comecon now, and then what? He either coups, leaving Asia drawn, well, 1 VP for him for Afghanistan, or doesn't coup, gaining domination in Asia, but in this case he leaves me the opportunity of coupping Thailand, because I will have DEFCON at 4. He doesn't have cards like Duck and Cover in the early war to coup, say, Lebanon, or to put influence and lower DEFCON at the same time. We will bury you comes later. Oh, Nasser, I haven't seen you. He will coup Egypt. And he will have NORAD. And this is how he dominates Asia. And this is what I missed. Okay, Europe is volatilely drawn. So headlining Europe scoring isn't safe because East European unrest or independent threats, and sorry. Asia is going to be probably locked as his domination. But Middle East is suddenly quite good, and with some luck of my side, he may end up fighting for presence. Say I coup Iran, he puts something NORAD somewhere, but if I succeed, Euro and Middle East, he has Asia scoring, and I have decolonization, which can actually prevent his domination for a while. Not for a long time, but the bad news is I have no good cards to coup Iran in the first action round. I would like to score Middle East. Yeah, this has to be the headline, because if he headlines Asia scoring, he's screwed immediately, because Malaysia, Burma is enough to make it worth only 2 victory points for him. Oh no! Oh no! This is certainly unfair. 2 purges and 1 containment. Okay, Algeria, Angola. Sorry. Okay, in this case, let's score Middle East as it is. Let's play US-Japan after he scores Asia. Score Europe. But this goes first. No, actually, this is likely to fail. Oh yes, I have to decide once more. This has bigger chance to gain me domination. Whatever. Okay, so NORAD, and he immediately scores Asia. Then I try to score Middle East with Egypt and Libya. He probably dominates Europe, making me use 5-year plan. Good news for me. He has Distal, he has Vietnam revolts. Bad news for me. He may space and hold. And he has China. Okay. I really hope he's impatient and he scores Asia ASAP. But well, even if not, I'm going to go to Egypt and Libya if I can, just to secure this Middle East domination. If he breaks Lebanon, okay, Romanian to Syria. One trick I may perform is to get to action round 5 with 5-year plan at both scorings, and then play 5-year plan, watch the scoring to be discarded, and break another region. But this doesn't work now. This would work if he hadn't known I have these scorings. But now he does. East European unrest for the influence. Yes. Whew. Okay, so at the beginning, maybe not. He knows I have Romanian abdication, he should know. So let him think I want to use it to fight for Europe. He should know I have 5-year plan, but maybe he forgot it. Romanian abdication is going to be put in Syria if he breaks Lebanon. US-Japan is going to be put in Saudi Arabia. If he doesn't hurry with Asia, well, maybe Romanian abdication is going to be evented. It was quite nice decision of him to go to Libya, actually. Okay, good news. He played fiddle. CIA is no longer in the deck. If I dominate Middle East, Asia plus Middle East plus MILOP should be about even. The ultimately good news is that with such a good luck he has, if I lose the game, I'm not to blame. If I win it, it's a real success. And another good news is that we are at the beginning of turn 3 and he had already used 1/3 of his time. Now please excuse me for a moment, I'm gonna grab some beer. The beer shouldn't surprise you. I often use it as a remedy for being cold because it actually works well with my throat. He played blockade, he discarded distal, yes, and he played it... where exactly? India. Okay. Let's start some small blackmails, shall we? East European unrest is gone. If I play Romanian abdication, for the event, he may reply with 2 to Benelux or with independent Reds or with breaking Turkey, Spain, Portugal. Either way, he has to waste 2 ops to respond to my 1. Other options: secure domination in Middle East after I take Saudi Arabia, but Domination in Middle East is worth 2 VPs compared to presence. Domination in Europe is worth 4. And I would actually like to hold 5-year plan if I'm able to play Europe scoring for 1 VP for him only. And he's slowly getting out of time to repair Asia. He has 4 more moves. He has China, of course. This is a good boost for him. Other than that, he has Vietnam revolts, Asia scoring. Other cards I should remember. Maybe I should, but I don't. I can't recall anything in particular. Suddenly the map looks slightly better than it used to. It's a pain I don't have 1 op more, because now dominating Middle East is at stake, but also playing like... No, you know what? US, Japan to Saudi Arabia, Middle East, and then 5-year plan both to Angola, because this renders me immune to grabbing access via Voice of America. I had decolonization twice, and this is something I can't complain about. But this, together with being purged twice, and together with my rolls in turn 1 when I had good hand and wasn't purged, actually didn't boost me too much. I actually noticed I made a mistake with Truman when I played it into Lebanon, forgetting about Algeria access. Oh yes, I should have remembered this. He wants to grab so many points in Asia. So are we playing Europe? Decisions, dilemmas. Saudi Arabia, it's worth 3 VPs. US, Japan into South Korea doesn't really equalize Asia. Okay, into North Korea. Okay, North Korea is costly. If he takes it, it's a 3 VP swing, because he gains 2 VPs for that. But if he pay 7 ops for these 3 VPs, it may be worth. And US-Japan is something I have to play now. Okay. Okay, I just had to convince myself that was the best I could do. He has Vietnam revolts, he has Asia scoring, and he has one card I can't recall. Then I should have recalled NATO. I may no longer fight for Middle East. If he breaks me there, well, I have to score it for new. But this is gonna be somehow costly for him as well. Regretfully, 5-year plan is very cheap. I somehow feel he overcombinated Asia. Okay, Arab-Israeli war. This I couldn't predict, because it was already played. Yeah, Middle East is for null, Europe is for -1. So, okay. I assume Asia scoring now, and then Vietnam revolts for something. Plus I have, yes, 8 heartful. Okay. I guess the whole damage couldn't be helped. And now I'm going to get really angry if he draws something like grain sales or Voice of America soon. It's time for bad hand for you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Good thing is I don't have to care about defectors for the next 3 turns. Yep. To Colombia. Nice, not bad. I got grain sales. Alliance for Progress is nice. Okay, one option is SALT negotiations, but I can't really. Okay, let's headline it. I can't really coup Italy turn because of -1 towards all the rolls. So I think I will coup Colombia with Alliance for Progress, going out as an empty event. and hope to roll something decent. No, one is not decent, you damned engine. I have to win coup for coup in Colombia, and then maybe win battle for South America. Unless, of course, he has Junta, or ABM, or OAS, or even Panama Canal returned. Grain size is an obvious space and bear trap is an obvious hold. But depending on the outcome of the turn, it may turn out that I bear trap myself. I probably can't afford playing OPEC for the event. It's 2 now. It's probably going to get a 4 VPs worth. But I guess influence is going to be more important. But it strongly depends on rolls. The hand is quite nice. Oh no! Let's hope it gives me a decent coup target. The timeliness of such events is such annoying in this game. Of course, now I'm going to coup with nuclear test ban to minimize the downside risk of low roll. And of course, I'd have to face the damned NORAD. So if he places like one Brazil, one Argentina, whatever I coup, he controls the other one. Which is annoying. But okay, Alliance for Progress is going to be played anyway. Excuse me, probably worth only 2. Or if he gets greedy and breaks Mexico and Cuba, excuse me, it may be painless, because then I'm getting back to my main plan. He's not in very good position to lowering DEFCON actually there. Come on, we are in the headline of turn 4. We're starting mid-war and you already used almost half of your time. If I were a bookmaker, I would bet that this game is going to end by him losing on time. Okay, Alliance for Progress coups Colombia is still a good idea. I could have some better rolls, but this is not the worst it could be. Ouch! Turn 4 is a bad moment for US to have Che. Another annoying nuisance. Mexico, Colombia. Damn it! Emptying wasn't what I really wanted. Maybe it was. What I really didn't want was to leave one. It's good I used salt, not nuclear test ban. Now I see OPEC is a certain ops place. If it was my turn now, I would play nuclear test ban and bet on emptying Chile and Panama via realignment rolls. Maybe South America scoring is a better idea. Cuban Missile Crisis, Mexico. And another high roll and damned NORAD. Okay, let's leave nuclear test ban for better use, because I won't have anything more in South America. Maybe it's a wise idea to play OPEC for the event then. Nuclear test ban in South Korea and Iraq. I'm going to delay spacing because I don't want to space successfully just to face one small step. It wasn't discarded, was it? No, it wasn't. Central America, Southeast Asia, Africa are the remaining scorings, and my position in Africa is quite good. And Central America is unlikely to score more than, say, 2 for him. Of course, unless he keeps his luck and realigns me from Cuba entirely, and I fail to coup Mexico. Maybe he gets junta, he gets IBM, everything can happen. At least Cuba is immune to brush war. Speaking of which, I don't really know where to target brush war had I drawn it now. Perhaps Thailand. Doesn't matter, I would roll 2 anyway. I'm thinking about this North Korea. Asia has been scored. Other regions seem more urgent. On the other hand, Africa and Central America don't provide enough victory points to win it, and Asia will eventually come back. North Korea is important battleground. My last play is probably going to be nuclear test ban to Cameroon and Saharan states. Okay. Now OPEC makes an even less sense. So I probably switch priorities a little. So maybe I'm gonna gamble this realignment roll. Chile, South Africa. Denying him access would be nice. Maybe South Africa first even. Even if I lose my influence point in South Africa, it's not a big deal. Of course I'd prefer not, because this lowers my modifier for next rolls. Grain sales is a space as late as possible, unless he spaces and succeeds. Or unless he plays one small step for ops. Somehow feel with this amount of bad luck my position should be worse than it is, which would mean I play more skillfully than him, but I can't really see it when, how and so on. Looks like he has Southeast Asia, but this looked wasted somehow. I mean, he dominated Asia and he does it now. Excuse me. Okay, he grabbed 3 in Southeast Asia, but still Philippines look better than Laos. After all, it's 1 VP for him. And it can't really be helped. Okay, let's gamble it. Succeeded. Failed. Failed. You can't always have what you want. Of course, if grain sales space succeeds and he doesn't respond with successful spacing, I will space Bird Trap as well, because nuclear subs is not as tough card to be held, and Bird Trap is useful only when you have multiple cards to space. But with CIA gun, I expect, okay, I can have, say, grain sales. Okay, no, not grain sales, because I have it now. Voice of America, something to hold, maybe duck and cover. Okay, this is annoying. Space time. Actually, nuclear subs is probably a must anyway to protect Algeria. And this solves the issue. Protect Algeria from realignments. Please have the scoring cards and waste these nuclear subs. Because if you have some 1-op card and roll 6 against Algeria or Zaire, I'll be really annoyed. Or Voice of America against Serenstites, Cameroon, Zaire and Nigeria, holding colonial rear guards. This would match how this game goes on. I really need a game changer. Oh, you are able to roll low. I didn't expect it. Okay. Junta is quite good in the sense that I don't lower DEFCON in the action round, so he doesn't get NORAD. I'll try to score domination in Africa and score some positive points. Oh, I don't have Africa. I have Southeast Asia and Central America. Okay. Junta it is. Just don't tell me you have ABM. Brush war is more acceptable now. So Junta, Mexico, coup Argentina because it offers better odds. And then China to Mexico, Guatemala and probably Haiti. This allows playing Nixon. Kitchen debates. Let's count it. In Europe +1, in Central America +1, it's +2, South America 0 +2, Africa +1 for me, it's +1, Middle East +2, Asia, okay, +5, nothing to be helped, okay. Wow, good roll. Okay. China card as said. Central America scoring to be played only if domination is threatened. Otherwise, securing Africa looks like something with higher priority. For example, if he coups Cameroon, Nixon to Nigeria and Zimbabwe. He coups Saharan states and quite fortunately failed. Let's say for Mozambique, maybe Nixon is going to be spaced anyway. I have to coup as well. Good thing is I have target. 2 hold cards. Bear Trap 1. Maybe Nixon 2. So Camp David space. Kennedy last play. He may have lone gunman, but I just can't afford not playing these cards. Panama Canal, I guess it has to be suffered. Yes, now it succeeded. Okay, Camp David. Yeah, Arab-Israeli war is no longer a real concern. Yeah, I think it can provide meal-ups right now. Wow, not bad. Scorings should be played first. He may realign Algeria, but I still dominate Africa. This is to be kept. It's going to be funny if it turns out that after turn 5 there are no scoring cards left. Of fucking course. How about some small defense? Is there an adjacency between Algeria and Morocco? Yes. I hardly ever go to Morocco and I didn't even remembered it. And let's blackmail him somehow by accessing Brazil. I don't like the fact that I have 2 scorings, which lessens the flexibility of my hand. So if he realigns me out of Algeria, I simply have to accept the fact that I no longer dominate Africa. Because AR5 is certainly too soon to play Ask Not. However, if he has Africa scoring, damn it. Okay, can't be held longer. Now he's gonna knock me off Africa with realignments. positive modifiers against all my battlegrounds except South Africa, and I could do nothing about it. So Bertrop Space Race, because being first on the third step is a 4 VP's swing. He had Africa. Actually, he played it prematurely. He really should have thought about it, unless he doesn't have playable cards. Was a nice swing. Southeast Asia for -1. Oh, and it's my last play. So Kennedy has to wait. So maybe Kennedy will fly to space. No scorings left for the turn 6. Portuguese in fire crumbles and South African unrest are waiting. I wonder how bad his hand is that he didn't try to realign me off Africa and even gain domination. Failed, okay. The bad news is he has China card and Cultural Revolution is gone. So it's going to be extremely tough to catch him on Defcon suicide. Maybe with Long Gunman and boosted terrorism in late war. Or combo of terrorism and Aldrich Ames. Okay, I think it's wise to accept the fact that I am not going to win by Defcon. News. Good news and bad news. Bad news is that I'm losing in Asia and it's not gonna change. Good news is that I'm winning in victory points. I'm winning in Central America and the map is just about even, which means I'm back in the game, although I still don't have too much luck. Queuing Argentina being the main exception, but damn. Okay, if he had ABM, it was really premature to score Africa, and I think it was one of the biggest mistakes in this game. Okay, let's get rid of this damned Norad first. This is a good hand. I control his nasty events. And I may force him to attempt to discard Missile Envy on his first attempt to get off Quagmire. He can't defect it. Norad is going to be gone. I'm gonna have a battleground coup. I have a chance in Indo-Pakistani war. I have a chance in Brush war. No meaningful targets, but Well, I'm thinking about holding Voice of America and spacing as Knot, but I'm worrying about succeeding in Space Race this time. So the plan is Quagmire for the headline and then Missile Envy for the event. Even if he succeeds with Missile Envy, I am strongly ahead this case. Shuttle diplomacy is almost meaningless. And with some sort of good luck, Missile Envy can grab Muslim Revolution. And Missile Envy is going to be played with Defcon at 3, so no downside risk about We Will Bury You. If he headlines Duck and Cover, however, I will not play Missile Envy. In such a case, I'm thinking about taking India, or Laos, Cambodia, or how I learned to stop worrying. Okay, it's another way to set up Defcon directly. If he sets it for anything other than 2, okay, maybe not. I was thinking about playing Missile Envy unconditionally, but with Defcon at 5, I may attempt to... He set it at 4. That must be wrong. Okay. Actually, it could go better. He probably hoped to discover. He succeeded. Okay. Let's think about it for a while. He played as if he was hoping to get rid of Lone Gunman. Okay, Missile Envy. He can't get rid of Lone Gunman because he has to play Missile Envy in return. If he gives me Lone Gunman now, at least I am sure his hand is very poor full of one-up cards. I think it's even impossible. Muslim Revolution, yes. 1 and 2. He has access to Libya anyway. He has accesses everywhere. But this increases chances for Indo-Pakistani war. He may now attempt a coup. he does not, I feel somehow forced to perform coup. And it's gonna be summit against Angola. He protected himself against Indo-Pakistani war. I don't think it was a good move of him. I think couing Nigeria was much better. Targets for brush war. Panama. Drawbacks, quite meaningless. Advantages, it has 67% chance. Thailand, meaningful, but only 1/3 chance. Besides, may be taken over directly by China card. Italy, like Thailand, but better reward. And of course I can wait. What exactly does waiting mean? Okay, in the Pakistani war for an event is a nonsense. 1/6 is not something I can count for. Okay, I rolled 5, so playing war would be wasteful, and this actually creates some sort of crisis for him. For which he responds immediately and fails. And I succeed, and I am going to be able to see his headline unless he plays one small step for the event, because it still hasn't been played. I don't know, maybe it's only my impression, but I feel he started playing quite faster. Brush war. I think I'm gonna gamble against Italy, because this may set up my quite volatile domination in Europe, but stable equality in Europe. Yeah, 1/3 is not a big chance, but I won't have a better chance against Italy. Yeah, now he succeeded. I was wrong when I said I was gonna roll 2 on brush war. I don't like the fact that all scorings are gone, because for Kennedy he may discard as many cards as he wishes with no downside risk. That's what I said. Okay, so you prepared yourself, okay, for spacing. You prepare yourself for spacing, so discard whatever you have to discard. No long gunman, please. Oh, no discards. That's a good news. I'm going to start to like this map. Sorry for a moment, this is the translation of what I wrote, because I need to go to privy. I'm back, sorry for the delay. It was longer than I expected, but it had turned out that my cat peed on the floor and I had to clean it. I have long gunman. Okay, I think no better use for him in the future, so let's see what he has. Oh, he has bear trap. Decal, we will bury you in intervention. So lowering defcon is a good thing. Okay. In this case, of course, I go Angola. And, well, obvious candidate. Thank God it succeeded. So, Asia is gonna hurt. And there's nothing I can really do about it. I can hold flower power to mitigate the damage done by Usuri. It's a pity that he didn't have one in, let's say, Nigeria or Zaire. It was Angola, because now both African cards are meaningless. The bright side is that in this case I can use them for other things like performing coups and maybe playing arms race for the event. What are you realigning? Algeria, oh yes, I forgot about it. So I'd like to grab South Africa and I'd like to secure Nigeria. And I think I must allow taking Algeria by him. Cuban Missile Crisis, again, what he has. Okay, puppet governments is important thing to remember. So, deny and deny. I assume UN intervention goes with we will bury you. No, space race. Failed. Okay. That was lucky. I have some breath. Create some, let's say, damage. I think he's going to play Usuri in his last action round. It's the most harmful then, but on the other hand it doesn't affect Asia scoring, which is 8, I guess. 9. Yes, 9. and I guess can't be better. Oh, I'm thinking about South African unrest too. Egypt, where I have no access, and he there just goes there. Okay, let's coup Paraguay. Just to make arms race strongly playable. Does he have? He has 5 cards. Does anyone have the idea how to get to the full I mean, now I see the full map. I may make it closer and the closest, and then go back to the full map. How to go directly from the closer state to the full map state? Influence from Usuri. So he is going to play Allende with impunity, but this allows me, yeah, of course, secure Argentina and create some threat here. He has 4 cards, and he played Usuri, puppet governments, we will bury you, and Cuban Missile Crisis. So he has UN intervention, Allende, decall, and whatnot. Oh, independent threats, yes. Damn it. Okay. Allende and independent threats, and let's hope your rolls aren't too good. I forced myself to play the particular order. Of course, he may perform realignment rolls with China card. He's evented. Not a big deal, actually. I mean, it's 5-5, and yes, he may use 1 point to dominate in West Germany. Okay, no big deal, I have to play it. But then I use like 2 points to regain it, another 2 points to regain it after he uses 2 points. Europe seems defendable, although unpleasant. Pershing, maybe the reformer. Allende and 1 to Chile, I guess. Yep. Is missile envy worth risking? Is Distal an event? can't really decide what to play now. Maybe socialist governments. But I want to take France anyway. Yeah, I think Missile Envy is a good play now. We will bury you is not much of concern. Oh, and it got defected. So, I can attempt to fight for Asia, but I think this would be wrong. On the other hand, I don't really have good cards for cooing anywhere. Okay, Distal is not a valuable event anymore. So maybe it's valuable as a card to coup. South America or Middle East. Marine barracks bombing. He can easily repair. In Iran, there's Iranian hostage crisis. Yeah, let's risk coughing Brazil. Now that I have access almost everywhere, this Talonization for the event would be like playing it for ops with one op more, but removing own influence. Now he dominates Europe. Let's at first react calmly. Czechoslovakia always better than Hungary. And let's threaten. Actually, I didn't make any threat in Africa. I'm one country too short. Defectors is no longer a concern. He's slowly running out of time, but he started playing faster. So I think he may make it this time. Influence in Europe? Yes. So, okay. I can accept such play. Europe is +2 for him now. He started playing cheaper cards. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, Europe is so even it suddenly started being in my favor. He doesn't have Milops. So our man in Tehran is even worth playing. Even ABM Treaty is worth playing for ops, to just break him. Of course, I prefer cooing Brazil and dominate. Oh, damn it. Okay, but he wasted his last op. Okay. I hope nothing really important here. And I'm gonna break France. France is more important than West Germany. Okay, I can live without these cards. And because after Pershing it suddenly becomes flippable. So can you afford realigning Argentina? I am warning him that he has less than 10 minutes left. Because I think with the speed he started to achieve in the last turns, he deserves such warning, and I want to win this game on the map. It's a very close, tense game, and I know it's tense because I have bad luck, but I am somehow the one who is more skillful. Realignment against Argentina, yes. Very lucky. Okay. I think I'm gonna play 5-year plan. Scorings I would like to discard are Asia, which is gone. Europe, he had to play it just for one. Okay. So one goes here. And why not? No, Morocco is waste. One goes here, one goes here. What's not wasted? I think Israel, just to get access to Egypt. Suddenly, out of 3 remaining... Oh! That was great. That was great. Okay, so Solidarity before John Paul. Red Scare looks like a very good headline. Terrorizing him looks like a good idea. Why not? That hurts somehow. Brush War is very good. He equalized Africa. Which makes me think he may have the scoring. countries, 6, 4. Plus vulnerable. South Africa. Probably I can't do much about it. But I'd like to fight against his domination, so... Brush War should remain as my ultimate weapon. Yeah, Queen Botswana with Solidarity goes first. And it succeeded, wow! I mean, 6 was far better than 5 this case, and I rolled it. 1, 2 were the worst case scenario, 3, 4, 5 were similar, and 6 was certainly better. Glasnost, 2 VPs for me. Yes, that's an ABM treaty, like, but costing 2 VPs. Now he dominates Africa. I may counter it directly by breaking Angola or gamble Brush War. Can I afford East European unrest? What's Europe like? It's been scored. I have 7 countries, he has 7 countries. We have 2-2. It's gonna be easier for him to dominate. When I play it. On the other hand, I should have some time to shore it up later. Of course, he will always be able to respond with I'm gonna take Angola. He's always able to respond with taking it with China card. But the thing is, if he does it, I have the China card for the last turn, and then I can terrorize him with better effect. Okay, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia and West Germany, East Germany. It was smart, quite. But it also makes John Paul almost pointless. Excuse me. I have no good candidates to space, so I just hold one small step. Yeah, he had Africa scoring, and it scored in my favor. Okay. Now we may start playing our cards. Starting from Brush War, and it goes against Italy. And succeeds this time. Yeah. Now I feel quite safe in Europe, because even some combo of tear down this wall and Chernobyl rather can't get him controlling Europe. Phew. And that was lucky. So can I afford more VPs from OPEC? No. So at this stage of game, 3 victory points are far more valuable than 3 influence points. Of course, I could put it in Egypt and dominate Middle East, but this case gives me 3 victory points more, which is granted only during scoring and during the final scoring. Of course, it could be worth, because Middle East is the only region remain to be scored. And this is not going to change. We are not going to have a reshuffle. So, John Paul is an event and easily mitigated. So, yep. Damn! I don't like this with my mouse. 1, 2, 3, 7 to 6. I need 4 ops to control Europe. Okay, this is gonna be wasted, but preparing next moves or not. Pershing. And he may only repair 2 of these. Of course, 2 is enough. I'm actually glad I didn't terrorize him. Now he has less than 5 minutes left, about which he was warned. Okay. John Paul. Failed roll. He wrote that he had lost anyway. He had this scoring. I replied that I don't know that he had lost until I win, because this is such a game. But yes, I think he lost, and I think I really deserved the win because I was less luck but more skillful player. However, I can't really recall many of his mistakes, except the one I was talking about. This was a tough hand, but yes, tear down this wall is a space. Voice of America is a hold. Chernobyl is his last play. Excuse me. Junta is probably the headline. Ouch! 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 In this case, I have to play Voice of America on myself. Yeah, it was very good to use it not for the event. Okay. Okay, DEFCON is at 2. So Africa is lost, Asia is lost. Okay, first let's secure it. then I'm going probably to play Voice of America soon to be able to mitigate its effects. But spacing comes first. Playing Voice of America on myself is never convenient. But at least realizing it allows some mental preparing for it. His hand isn't awesome as well. Okay. Space. I think terrorism goes next. Okay, I should win it because I'm winning on VPs and I'm winning on the map, but whew, it became tough. Israel, yeah? Yes. Okay. Latin American debt crisis and war games. Okay. Equalized Middle East and I can't do much about it. What's the European situation? F6, E7. It's gonna be tough to break him. Asia. I should coup, I guess. Okay, resolve event first. Whatever damage he does, nope, wait a second. Okay, in Central America he shouldn't be able to gain domination. On the other hand, Mexico is worth domination in Central America plus adjacency plus battleground. It's a 4 VPs. Venezuela is 2 VPs because control is worth only 1 VP more than domination in South America. That can cover Venezuela. Yes. 1 in Venezuela. Okay. So Venezuela is 2 VPs. Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia together are 4 victory points. But I need cooing. And it was worth 3 VPs, plus 2 VPs for Milops. This is mainly how you should calculate in the very last turn, when it no longer counts in the long term. Ouch! This was sort of waste. Okay, let me see what are his priorities, because with these 3 points I may control South America, dominate Central America, dominate Europe, dominate Middle East, or create more crises at once, for which he is going to be able to respond for one. Older times, okay. Making me unable to control South America and unable to dominate Central America, but still able to dominate Europe. And he will have to give up China for this. Okay, I may calculate it precisely. If he gives up China, if he passes, it's a 2 VP swing for him, because he gets China, I don't. But what's the most I can gain with North Sea oil? Dominating Middle East is worth 3 VPs, 1 for battleground and 2 for difference between domination and equal. Dominating Europe is 4 VPs, and I guess it's the strongest. Yes. This can't be responded by realignment rolls. So I think I won this game. I don't calculate it, but I don't think there was a better move in a sense of VP swing in this last moment. Oh, Formosan was still active. I didn't realize. This was actually a waste. He won by 7 the final scoring, but 12 on my side before was enough to win, and it was a great game. I think I won deservedly because I had bad luck and I just played skillfully. But he also played quite skillfully, and he was a very tough opponent. Thanks you for watching, see you next time.